Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope that everyone is having a fantastic day today. Go ahead and jump into this brush swatch video. So today I will be providing brush swatches from the BH Cosmetics Aurora Lights 18 Color Baked Eyeshadow Palette. And this is the palette. But before we get into this palette, so let's talk about some of the tools that I will be using to provide this brush swatch. So as always, I will be using my Clean Sweep makeup brush pad to change colors in between swatches. A great affordable alternative if you're looking for basically a color switch type of product. You can find this at TJ Maxx and Marshalls for about $3.99. And then the next tool I will be using, usually I use my Morphe M408 brush, but I'm going to try to use the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, which really does really well. It's a dense brush that really packs on shimmer shades, can be used with baked eyeshadows. So I'm going to be using that today. If it doesn't apply very easily, then I'll try my Morphe M408 brush, which I normally use for my swatches. Again, these swatches will be provided to you as shown from the palette, and I have no primer on my arms, so you can see the true pigment from the eyeshadow palette. So the Aurora Lights is a beautiful range of colors in a baked eyeshadow formula. And this is the packaging, the back of the packaging. So as you see how the cover of the package is, so is the inside of the packaging. All the difference is it has more of the Aurora spectrum that is on the packaging, which is really pretty. So inside of this palette, again, you have the sleeve, and then you have the eyeshadows. So let you see them up close. So they're beautiful ranges of plums and golds and greens and pinks, bronze colors. And then of course it comes with a nice mirror. So this is a fairly big palette. It's not humongous, but it is of good size. So I'm trying to put my palette where I can easily get the shadows and swatch. I will try to do a dry swatch and a wet swatch of each shadows. And before I get into the swatches, the top row consists of, I think, more glitter type finishes. The second row is considered more full metallic finishes, and the third row is considered more intense pigment, so regular the eyeshadows. So I'm going to be swatching from left to right in this palette. And if I wet my brush, maybe I'll use a different brush to swatch wet, so you can see what that looks like. And I'll use my LC brush with it dry, so it doesn't affect the brush that I'm using to mainly swatch the videos. So the first shade I'm going to swatch is called Kaleidoscope. It is a beautiful, I would say, iridescent. Again, these are considered glitters. So an iridescent glitter finish with light purple glitters with a peachy base. So it's like a peachy pink. So it's iridescent, but it has like a slight peach base to it. If you can see that. So I'm just going to build it up so you can really see what it looks like. So that is the first shade. And again, these top rows are going to be very light, so you're not going to see a heavily intense pigmentation from it because they are glitter finishes. So now I'm going to dampen my brush, wet. And I don't think you're going to notice a tremendous difference, especially with a glitter finish. And this is the lighter of the shades, but not the lightest, because there's another color at the end of the row that is very perhaps light. So that's the first one. The next shade is called Prismatic, and is a beautiful, looks like a multicolored light purple shade. Again, it looks similar to Kaleidoscope, but it's more on the purple spectrum. That color, and now we're going to try to apply it wet. And with these being glittery, you may want to use a glitter adhesive on your eye to hold the glitters in place, or some kind of fixing agent. So that is the beautiful Prismatic. The next color that I do love is called Gleaming. It is more of a darker purple, almost like an amethyst. And then the next shade, not the next shade, but I'm going to apply it now dry. Not dry, I'm sorry. I'm going to apply it now wet. that is Gleaming. The next shade is a beautiful light gold, and it is called Sparkling. Because this brush is so dense, you don't have to even pick up a lot of pigment. So this is Sparkling. It looks like a multicolor, almost like a duochrome. Very gold color, but almost like it could have a touch of like an orange and yellow gold type mix to it. So that is Sparkling. And the wet application. That is what Sparkling looks like. It looks champagne, but trust me, it has a kind of like a flip to it. It's really pretty. The next shade is called Polar, and Polar is a beautiful aqua blue shade. And you can see how much product that this brush picks up is, you know, it really is a good brush to use for packing on glitters and metallics and shimmers. In fact, I went to go pick up some more of these C brushes, and there was only like one left on the hook in the F session. So it lets you know a lot of people have discovered how good this brush is for packing on shadows. So that is Polar. And you will see some of the glitters pop up. That is glitter. Kind of pat that back. Pack it on. And you don't even need a lot because it's so, these pigments are really intense. So that is Polar. Sorry, my camera's going in and out of focus. So that's what it looks like dampened. I think I'm going to have to dampen up my brush again for the next swatch. So that is Polar. Round. So this is the last shadow on the top row, and it's called Ombre, and it's a beautiful like white shimmer shade. So we're gonna see if it has a shift to it. So it's just a straight white, like almost silver, like a silver cream white finish to it. So this can be used like a highlighting shade, like your inner corner highlight. To just give that pop of that glow. And it's definitely not silver because there is a silver in there, so it's just like a white iridescent, like clear iridescent color. That's what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like. Dampen. So this is, again, ombre. So that is all 6 shades on the top row. That is for a glittery type finish. So I bring it up to the camera so you can see it. Kaleidoscope, Prismatic, Gleaming, Sparkling, Polar, and Ombre. And dry and wet application. The first application is dry, the second is wet. And then I'll come back for the second row. The first shade is called Shining. It looks like a beautiful, almost like a cranberry bronze shade. And my arm is covered with glitter. So here, like this. It's a beautiful. I almost have a touch of rose gold, but more on the deep bronze spectrum. There's like a touch of pink in there. Very pretty. So I guess I could say like a deep rose. Like a really deep rosy bronze shade. That's that color. And then let's do it in the let's apply a wet application. and that is Shining. Next shade is Luminous, and Luminous is a true, almost like an amber bronze color. There's a touch of copper mixed with bronze. So pretty. So that is Shining. Next color is called Flashing, which is what is a beautiful silver shade. And this one has a bit of almost like the first row. Seems like it has a bit of glitters. It's not as laid down as the first two, Luminous and Shining. So I don't know if that's accurate because I got the information about the different finishes in the palette from Ulta.com. But it looks like it's a mix of glitters, full metallics, and intense pigments, and they're not accurately aligned in the palette by rows. It looks like they're mixed up. In the rows. So I could be wrong, but that looks like a glitter finish. So that is Flashing. And now I'm going to apply it in a wet application. I think I need to re-wet my brush. There we go. Re-wet my brush because if it makes, I feel like when you wet your brush with the more of the glitter finishes, it may come out full, but it still has that iridescence to it. It's not completely going to, it will full, but it's not going to look as opaque. It's going to look more sheer compared to the scraped pigments. So that is Flashing. The next shade is called Phenomenon. It's a nice, beautiful, like antique gold shade. Very beautiful. So again, it looks like it has that glittery finish as well. but it seems to be laying down better compared to flashing. And I'm just trying to build up that color. It is really pretty and shiny and bright and make me think about stars all over the sky. Even though stars look white in the sky, even planets look like stars. And I think the brightest planet, the planet that looks like the brightest star is like, I want to think of it Venus, like Venus or Mercury. One of those planets have a really bright shine in the dusk, in the evening sky. It's really pretty, especially at night. So that is Phenomenon. And that is a beautiful color. I love my golds and my bronze and plums and my coppers and all those beautiful colors in the spectrum. So let me apply it in this wet application. Pick up a bit more than I needed to. So you don't even need a lot. It really has great pigmentation to it. That is that color. Again, stunning. Shade is called 24K, 24 karat basically, and it is a very deep gold color, like a true gold. That is 24K. So the next shade is, let me apply it wet. How about hop into the next shade? So this is 24K, and it's wet application. Some of them you will see they fall nicely, and some of them, if they just stay more iridescent, that's those glitter finishes. So that is 24K. I would love a 24K right now. Okay, and the last shade on the second row is called Glowing. It is a beautiful olive green shade. Almost has like a gold, has slightly like a gold flip, you know, as this light is shining on it. Has like a flip, that shift, if you can see it, has a slight shift to it. And I like colors that have shifts to them. It's magical. Yeah, this is a stunner. This is absolutely stunner. So that is all 6 shades of the second row in the Aurora Lights palette. And I'm going to bring it to you so you can see the colors. The first color is called Shining, Luminous, Flashing, Phenomenon, 24K, and Glowing. And I will be back for the... Let's get to this last row in the beautiful Aurora Lights palette. And the first shade that we have is called Magical. Now Magical is a nice rosy pink type shade. And let's see how she applies. So it has a nice flush. And what's beautiful about these shadows is that they are buildable. So if you feel like you don't get that intensity right away, just keep building on the layers, which I say to do that with all your eyeshadows out there, is to keep building up the layer until you get it to the intensity that you prefer. It's like a beautiful flushy pink color. Looks more like a satin type finish. Has a sheen, so it's not too intense. So that is that color. That will make a nice lipstick color. So pretty. So now let's apply Magical in its wet form. And I don't think you could really truly foil a satin type finish shadow, which I think this is more of a satin than a metallic. Almost looks very pearl, like a pearl finish to it. So that is Magical. Move to the next shade, which is called Fluorescent. It is a hot, vibrant, pink red type color. I should say more hot pink. So this is Magical cousin. that has the same finish as her. But she just happens to like more pizzazz to her finish, or to her color basically. And she is pretty. Again, same type of finish to it. And just want to build it up for you. So that is that layer. So that is fluorescent. The next color is called Vibrant. And Vibrant is more of like a magenta color. There's a nice, beautiful, like purple undertone. The magentas really look that pinky purple type of mix, almost fuchsia type, but this is more purple based. And let's apply it in its wet form. And it just applies so effortlessly wet. So that is Vibrant in the wet application. So the next shade is called Borealis, and again it's like a deep smoky purple shade. Call it amethyst, or we shall call it not quite aubergine, because aubergine is more deep smoky purple light. This is just a nice amethyst. Apologize for my camera going in and out as I am doing this, because it is focusing on my hand. So that is Borealis, a beautiful purple color. You got to love the purples. just apply this color damp. Let me re-wet my brush. So that is Borealis. Very, 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 very pretty. So the next shade is called Magnetic. It is a very deep navy blue shade. And it is called Magnetic. And it is the beautiful Magnetic. Have the magnetic pull when you wear this blue on your eye or your lower lash line. That is beautiful. And with your baked shadows, you always want to keep your packaging closed, because if you don't, it can dry out the shadows. So be in a habit, if you're not, to keep your palettes closed, because you don't want them to dry out. So here it is, apply wet. So that is the magnetic pool. I call it magnetic pool, but it's called magnetic. So the last shade in the third row is called Australis, and it is a true emerald green color. These last three shades has been effortlessly applied. Like, I just apply it and it's ready to go. Australis is green emerald, but it has a purple shift to it. Almost like, not purple shift, but a gold shift, like glowing. There's a shift in it. So you can say this is a duochrome shade. You can see that shift. And let's get to this one with a dry application. Not dry, I'm sorry, wet application. So if you definitely want to have that full look, like in your bottom lash line or your upper lash line, to line your eyes, you just wet your brush and use a angled liner brush to apply it in your lash line area. So that is all 18 shades of the Color Baked Eyeshadows from the BH Cosmetics Aurora Lights palette. This palette is retail for $18. However, you can find it on sale. Ulta may still have it on sale, and BH Cosmetics will often have sales on their eyeshadow palette, so you can also try to get it through BH Cosmetics or any other vendors, retailers for BH Cosmetics, because I know also Urban Outfitters sells some BH Cosmetic palette. So just a few places to check, but let me show you up close the shadows. They are so pretty. So again, this is Australis, Australia, I want to say Australia, Australis, Magnetic, Borealis, Vibrant, Fluorescent, and Magical. So that completes all the shadows from this palette swatch. Hopefully you found this brush swatch easy and have been able to help you in terms of trying out this palette or gifting it for a friend or a loved one, or you know, stocking stuffers, or for the holiday gifts. So again, thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.